I'm Vicki Clark, President of the Cape May County Chamber. I'm really excited to be here today. We've been waiting a long time for our Business at the Beach Expo and the educational component of the day. It's my pleasure to welcome Tim Stauning from WSI Digital Marketing Services, a great friend of the Chamber who has partnered with us on many educational programs. And today's seminars are by far among the best that we have hosted together. Before we get started, just a few technical parts of the seminars today. I'd like to point out the chat feature that we'll be taking questions in. So if you have a question that we can answer perhaps at the end of the program, just use the chat feature and Tim will be monitoring that and take questions at the end. If you have a question that you feel may need to be answered during the program, we'll use the raised hand feature. So go to the participants tab at the bottom of the screen and click the raised hand feature. Nina will unmute you and Tim will call on you so that you can ask your question for Stephen during a timely way. With that, I'd like to thank Tim for your business education advocacy and your leadership in this area. We're very excited to hear from our presenter today, and it's my pleasure to have you introduce our speaker this afternoon. So Tim, thank you so much.
Well, thank you, Vicki. And I think what that just proves a little bit when you're dealing with technology is that you have to be ready to pivot quickly in the event of technical glitches. And so the Chamber did a masterful job in the last hour of doing a quick pivot over to the Zoom platform. And here we are, didn't skip a beat. So congrats to Nina and Vicki and team here for being able to pivot quickly, and that's just the world we live in with technology. So congrats on that. So yeah, just very quickly here, again, I'm Tim Stauning, owner of WSI Digital Marketing right here in Cape May. And we're part of a large global network of independent consultants which share ideas, gain knowledge, and then we spread that knowledge to our local client base, wherever where our independent consultants reside. And so part of that network is our power partnerships with leading technology companies and those that are involved with best practices in digital marketing. And so today, that has enabled us to bring you these two presentations, starting with Stephen Dollar, and we have another one coming up, I think at 2:45, with Richard Falla. And so you don't want to miss that one as well. But let me just introduce Stephen here quickly, and then we'll get to the presentation. We're very fortunate to have Stephen with us today. He is the growth manager, the growth partner, if you will, and a partner channel with Reach Local. He spent 7 years as the revenue growth manager for Reach Local and has over 10 years experience in the digital marketing world. Stephen has helped local businesses grow revenue through sales strategies and scalable advertising solutions, and really has his own unique perspective on marketing through his own personal experiences in business ownership, as well as his professional marketing career. I know Stephen has some great ideas to share today with the use of video and how to convert video potentially into leads. And video is a very hot platform, as we know. So without further ado, let me introduce Stephen Dollar.
Awesome. Thanks, Tim. And thanks, Vicki and the Chamber. I really appreciate the opportunity to be here and everyone for joining. So today's presentation is converting leads with video. And I know video can be a little scary for some of you, but everyone wants leads and everyone wants sales. So let me just real quick, if I can, and of course, I'm going to have technical issues as soon as we get started here. Hang on one second and let me get my PowerPoint right. Hang on, guys. All right. All right. So really the goal of this presentation is I want to get you really fired up about video. All right. I want you to get comfortable with using video in your business. And I want you to understand a few video strategies that I use myself and that I have other clients that are using as well. I want to give you some very straightforward examples. I want this presentation to be very practical and give you some resources that whenever you leave here, you can execute immediately. I don't want to make this too complicated. I don't want to make this too hard for you. I really want to keep things pretty simple. Okay. So real quick, if you can just put in the chat box, how many of you right now are using some sort of video in your marketing strategy or in your business on Facebook? Just put either yes or no. And then Tim, if you'll just kind of call out, hey, we've got more yeses than nos, or got more nos than yeses, that would be helpful. But thanks for that introduction, Tim. But let me just give you another background of who I am. So previous to the digital marketing world, I was in hospitality and hospitality management for over 10 years. Owned a few restaurants, was general manager of a few restaurants in the hotel industry. I've been a bartender, I've been a waiter, I've been the whole gamut in generally the hospitality industry. So that was my background before marketing. I know we've got some hospitality people here. I know, Tim said I would have a lot of hospitality people on this. So business owners after my own heart. I understand the daily struggle if you're in the hospitality industry. So much respect to you. So after the hospitality industry, I really got focused on digital marketing. That was my passion, my background, my degrees in my collegiate career were in marketing and business. So it's always something I've really enjoyed. So currently I'm the senior growth manager for Reach Local. And really what that means is I just help advertisers just like you grow revenue through digital advertising strategies and products. And then I'm also a small business owner with my wife. She and I have an art business. And I deploy some of these same strategies for our business that I'm going to share with you. All right. So what have I learned consulting local ad agencies and local small businesses and small business owners just like you? What have I learned over the 10 plus years? All right. So these are the three takeaways that I've learned. Every business, no matter how small or large, has what I like to call dumpster fires, okay? Even the most successful businesses has those dumpster fires or has those inefficiencies in one or more areas of the business where you just want to put it in a corner. You just want to let it burn. You don't want to think about it. You want to put it out of your mind, all right? So hopefully today I can help you put out one of those dumpster fires, all right? Another really key takeaway I've learned with working with small businesses is most businesses want an executable plan, not just a product. So listen, I can come into whatever you're doing. If you're a nonprofit, if you're a restaurant or a hotel, or if you're an attorney, or what, I know we've got kind of the gamut on the call, but I can come into your business and I can sell you a Facebook product, okay? I can tell you need to be on Google, and I can sell you a really cool Google product that you'll probably buy from me. I've got some really cool products, digital products that you'll probably buy from me, but to really show value to you, to the business owner, is I want to give you an executable plan. I just don't want to come in and give you a product that I think is cool and is going to bring you a lead every now and then. Like, I really want to give you an executable plan that is going to be long-term for you. And that's what I found most businesses want. They just don't want somebody to come in and sell them a product. And the last kind of key takeaway that I've learned is perfect is the enemy of good. There is no business system that will ever be perfect. All right. If you've got a perfect business, system in your current operation, you've probably been in business for 30, 40 plus years. All right. So there is no system that is going to be, it's never going to be perfect, but if it's good and it's good enough, that is what we want. And we can try to perfect it for the life of that business, but don't let perfection be an obstacle to keep you from moving forward. All right. Because I see it a lot. You know, we'll roll out a plan, we'll roll out a marketing plan, and every little thing has got to be perfect. Every font on the flyer has to be perfect. Every little graphic on the video has to be just perfect. The lighting has to be perfect, or everything has to be perfect. And a project that should take 4 weeks to launch or 2 weeks to launch sometimes takes 6 months, sometimes never launches. Believe it or not, I've had clients that have come to me and they paid me a good sum of money to develop them a website, and it never launches because they are they basically, the project just drags out, not necessarily on the marketing agency's end, but on the business end, because they can't continue. They want to add something here, want to add something here. I'm sure a lot of you know exactly what I'm talking about if you have a website or you've dealt with a creative agency or anything like that, and you just want to keep going and keep adding and keep adding. All right. So why should you incorporate video? I think, you know, I was giving this presentation before COVID-19, and it's even more relevant now, is when you don't have that interpersonal communication where someone walks into your restaurant or your business or your organization and you can shake their hand, or you can give them a hug, or you can give them a high five, and you can talk to them in person, the next best thing is going to be video. People want to see you, and they want to see your business. They want to see what goes on. I can go on Google and I can read a really great review or a really bad review about your hotel or your restaurant, and it's going to affect my perception of if I'm going to purchase from you or not. So that's why video is so important, because let's be honest, we do get bad reviews. Some are warranted, some are not warranted. But if you've got a 3-star or a 4.2-star review on Google or Facebook, you know what's going to help that is people to see the type of person you are. They see your employees, they see the business, they see how clean your place is, and I can go on. But that is why you should incorporate video, okay? All right. Here's some other reasons why you should incorporate video. Social video generates 1,200% more shares than any text and image content combined. Should you still put out text and content, image content? Absolutely, you should. But it really depends on what platform. I'm going to briefly go over some platforms. Right now, if you're on LinkedIn, you've probably heard a lot about the video on LinkedIn. By the way, Tim, how many yeses and nos did we get?
Yeah, Stephen, so it's a pretty even split. It's
Okay.
almost a 50-50. So
Okay.
yes and no. So
Got it. Okay, great. Great. And maybe at the end, we can kind of go over, you'll have some questions. If you're incorporating video, you can tell me if you've done some of these things I'm going to go over today, or ask questions. If you're active on LinkedIn and you're big into LinkedIn right now, like me, everybody says you got to have video on LinkedIn, but you know what performs best on LinkedIn? If you look at all the data, text with no images and no video. So text and images content are still relevant. It really just depends on what platform you're on. All right. A Facebook executive predicted that their platform will be all video and no text by 2021. Now, I do not think this is true. As of now, I don't know if you've seen the news here in the last day or two, but if you're familiar with Facebook ads, Facebook has taken off their 20% limit on text on your ads. So if you have an image Now you can put as much text on that image as you want. And my advice to you is test that out. See if it works. I myself, as more of a kind of creative person, don't like a lot of text on an image, but I'd be very interested to see if it works. So 81% of businesses prefer to use Facebook for their video marketing. Really, in the local world, which a lot of you are in, Facebook is still king. You know, unless you have kind of a retail, maybe boutique clothing store. Well, I take that back. Restaurants, people eat with their eyes. So Instagram and some of these other platforms you're going to want to be on. But I still think, my personal opinion, you should be Facebook 80% of the time, and you should be just making a lot of video content for Facebook for your local audience. Okay. And then the last little tidbit here, 64% of consumers make a purchase after watching branded social videos. All right. So think about that. This is all great, Stephen, but video's too expensive. I don't want to be on camera. I'm embarrassed. I can't track conversions, can't track ROI. I've heard all these excuses. It's too complicated. I don't understand how it works. I don't know where to start. My customers aren't on social media. They aren't watching videos. And I have a fear of judgment. All of these excuses are very valid. I myself, when I post a video on LinkedIn, I am still terrified of the judgment from strangers and peers. I don't know. It does go away, but you have to post a lot. And we're going to get into some of those things. But one excuse that I will just never accept is my customers aren't on social media and aren't watching videos. I'm telling you right now, because I've heard it a lot. It doesn't matter what business you're in. You can be in B2C or B2B. Most of the people in the United States of America, regardless of age, are on Facebook at least one time a week, okay? So your target audience, your target demographic, whoever they are, they can be an older grandmother, they can be a younger golfer, or it doesn't matter. They are on Facebook. I'm telling you right now, they are on Facebook, all right? So I want you to focus on these platforms: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and LinkedIn. Now, I don't want you to focus on all of these platforms at one time. I want you to pick one. I want you to pick the one where your target audience is. If you're a local business, and you're in B2C, most likely they're on Facebook. Maybe if you own a boutique clothing store or something like that, they're on Instagram. Or if you are appealing to a younger generation of females, Instagram may be where you want to go. If you're in B2B and you're in sales, 100%, I would say you need to be doing something on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is on fire right now, okay? But for the most part, again, if I'm giving you the advice, I would say that your audience is on Facebook, and that's where you need to be a majority of the time. But you know your business better than I do, so only you can really know that. But that's just my expert guesstimation, all right? This is all you need to get started. You need a computer, all right? It doesn't have to be the fanciest. You need a smartphone. It doesn't have to be an iPhone 11. You know, although the iPhone 11s have incredible cameras, just as good as just about any DSLR camera that's out there. I mean, you know, unless it's a professional camera. And then a very small budget. Facebook, out of every single marketplace, is the least expensive place to advertise. You can take $25 or $50 and you can advertise on Facebook, and you can test what works and what doesn't work. There's no other advertising platform out there right now that lets you take that amount of budget and see if what you're doing is working or not. Google's that you need, in my opinion, you need at least $1,000 to be on Google. You need at least $1,000 to be on YouTube, which I know is a lot for a small local business. And you need a lot of money to advertise on LinkedIn. But the great thing about LinkedIn is the organic reach right now. The organic reach on LinkedIn is like it was in 2007 and 2008 for Facebook, okay? It is ginormous. Just post a video. You don't have to put any money behind it. And it could go for weeks, okay? So keep that in mind if you're in B2B. So I want to lower the barrier of entry here to get into video. You don't need a huge lighting system. You don't need the most expensive camera. And I'm going to prove that to you today. Okay. All right. I want to talk about some very beginner video strategies that you can deploy in your business in the next 30 minutes when we get off this presentation. Okay. The first one is what I like to call awareness. And let me see if I can exit out of my thumbnail. Here we go. Introductions, interviews, and employee spotlights. So awareness is you are just making your target audience, your community, aware of who you are and what you do, okay? Another beginner video strategy is a customer pain point strategy. Information, education, and whiteboard data, okay? If you have a website, you most likely have an FAQ on that website with frequently asked questions. That is ripe for Facebook advertising, all right? You're basically giving customers information, vital information that you already know they want to know because you have an FAQ on your website dedicated to it. And then the last one is just pure entertainment, motivation, inspiration, tips, business tips or personal tips, and then behind the scenes, okay? And we're gonna go over some of that right now. So this ad example is from an ad agency that I follow, and I want you to watch this ad, and then I'm going to talk about it. We may not watch the whole thing, but watch it, and we'll talk about it afterwards, okay? Here we go.
Hi guys, I'm making this ad for Kite. What you don't know is that our guy right here, who's our CTO for Kite, doesn't know that I'm actually making this Instagram ad. I wanted to show you some of the things that we're working on right now. This is Client Boost. This is our agency for Google Ads, Facebook Ads, conversion optimization. Little secret is we have a layer right here. This is where some of the people, there's also Kevin, which is one of our engineers. Christina is on the customer support side. Some people are missing right here as well too, but you should sign up for a free trial. We're very excited. A lot of new functionalities coming soon. Want your feedback and want to make your life easier the way that we've been able to scale and grow. So take a chance, try it out. And again, more importantly, give us your feedback. We want to know. Thank you.
Okay. Why was this ad so effective? Is because it's very authentic. The owner of the company, all he has is his iPhone, his smartphone turned around, and he's taking you a behind the scenes look, and it's a product launch too. So he's making you aware of a new product that they're launching. There's no fancy camera. There's no production here. There's no lighting crew. There's no microphones. There's none of that. He's basically got the camera in selfie mode. He walks around a dimly lit office. You know, there's no pretty art on the wall. They're in a hallway. They're in an office with cords everywhere. You know, they didn't clean up before he shot this video. You know, he's in a t-shirt. He's not in a suit and tie. Okay. And he's just walking around and he's telling you about a product that he has coming out. He's introducing you to some employees. He's taking you behind the scenes and giving you a real life look at who their employees are. These are the nice, friendly faces that you're going to see that are behind the scenes. All right. Super effective. It was what, 30 seconds? I guarantee you every single person on this presentation could make this ad right now. Okay. You could go make this video and you could put it on Facebook and you could put a little money behind it and see what it does in the next 30 minutes. All right. Okay.
Hi.
These are a couple Uber commercials, and I'm not going to go, I've got like 3 of them. They're 15 seconds long. I may not go through all 3 of them, but you'll get the point. Okay, here we go.
Does Uber let anyone drive? No, not exactly. Every driver is put through a rigorous background check and ongoing screenings to review their driving and criminal history. Learn more at uber.com/safety.
Where can I get help if I don't feel safe?
At your fingertips. Our app has an emergency button that puts drivers and riders through to 911 in seconds. Learn more at uber.com/safety.
What if my ride makes an unexpected stop?
We've got...
Okay, so I think you guys get the point on that. This ad can be made with PowerPoint. It can be made with, if you want to write this down, and this is in my resource list, I use Canva, C-A-N-V-A. You can make a 15-second presentation where text fly in, you have a picture, and you can do the voiceover on your computer. You don't need a $500 microphone that cancels out all the noise and does all these cool things. But basically, Uber ran these 15-second commercials, non-skippable ads on YouTube. And they've been doing it for over a year now. And what I like to do is when I get targeted with a good ad, I'll record it, or I'll go to their YouTube page and I'll download it, and that's how we're watching it here. But this is a simple ad to make. How many of you out there right now have an FAQ with 10 questions that you know every single customer or client is going to want to know? Doesn't matter if you're in B2C or B2B. If you're in a restaurant, how much is this? Or if you're in a hotel, how much is this? Where do I go to do this? You know, whatever it is, put them in little 15-second spots, run them on YouTube, run them on Facebook, put a little money behind them, okay? It's called awareness. You're just making the people in your local community or your target audience out in the world aware of what you do and what they want to know, okay? So this is an ad. This was a LinkedIn ad, and this is Carly Kloss. I don't know if y'all know who Carly is, but she's an entrepreneur, businesswoman, supermodel. I've been following her. Me and my wife follow her. But what I like about this is Carly Kloss is a supermodel. And if you notice, she's not coming in with a lot of makeup. She's got a ball cap on. She's sweaty. She just got finished working out. She literally has turned her cell phone around. And let's watch this particular ad right now.
Carly Kloss, and I just wanted to give you a couple tips to start your week off right. First of all, no matter rain or shine, no matter how many things you have going on this week, make time for some sort of exercise to get your heart rate up. Trust me, you'll be better for it. Even a 30-minute treadmill brainstorm conference call will change the course of your day and also help you kind of have a clear head. The other thing I would say is just to take time to both work hard, work out, and play. It's so important to be able to have time to enjoy where you're at and what you're doing. So make sure you work hard and play hard. Okay? Have a great week.
All right. Why does this particular ad work? Because it is super authentic. She's on the streets in New York. You've got the noise behind her that you can still hear. She's just got finished working out. It's super authentic. And what is she doing? She's just giving you some Monday motivation. She's giving you some tips. She's telling you like, hey, you know, be mindful, work out a little bit, have a good week, rah, 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 right? That's what she's doing. Any business, no matter what vertical you're in, can do this. Just because you're in, I don't know, just because you sell insurance doesn't mean that you can't give advice on what is, let's say, what makes you happy or what you're into, what your hobbies are. Do you have a special Monday morning trick that helps you get out of bed and helps you attack the day? Do you have a special thing that you like to do before you go manage your restaurant? Do you think that that might be valuable to a lot of people, regardless if they're looking to buy insurance or if they're looking to buy a hamburger or if they're looking to come in and shop with you or donate to your nonprofit? We're trying to make you as real as possible. We want you to be authentic. And all she does is have her smartphone turned around and she is just talking normal and she's giving you some tips of what helps her and what's hopefully going to help you. All right. Do you think that would go a long way with people in your community where they say, hey, I didn't know that about Steven. I didn't know he liked to take jogs in the morning or he liked to do that. Well, I like to jog, or I've been thinking about maybe I want to go jog, or whatever it is. Maybe I should read more books. Doesn't matter. All right. Think about that. All right. Let me see where I am on time real quick, guys. Okay, I'm running up to 30 minutes right now. It's 12:34. I'm going to go about another 10 minutes and then we'll open it up for questions. All right. So the next videos that I'm going to show are more of an advanced strategy. All right. An overall advanced strategy. Now you can deploy these individually today. Same with the ones I just showed you. You can deploy those today and put a little budget behind them. All right. I feel confident that you can do that. All right. And if you can't, I know Tim and Karen at WSI can come in and film some videos for you. I know they can. All right. So how does this particular strategy work? Well, if you've ever heard of a sales funnel, typically you are trying to bring people down a particular path from they don't know who you are all the way until they make a sale. And generally in the past, that's been done through website pages, sales copy. It's been done through different avenues on different platforms. And some of these strategies can get very complicated. But what I'm here to tell you is you can have a video sales funnel strategy, all right, to where you put out one video, all right, and it's basically a spokesperson video that says, hey, this is who I am. This is what I do. This is what my business is about. I live in this community. I have a husband or a wife. We have 3 kids. We're happy to be here. All right. And what Facebook allows you to do is Facebook can go out and they can tell you how many video views that you got. But not only that, they can tell you how many people watch 25% of that video. They can tell you how many people watch 50% of your video. They can tell you how many people watch 75% of your video. And they can tell you how many people watched 100% of your video. So if you put out what I call a customer persona, if you have a video, a spokesperson video, which we're going to get into, that is specific to a target audience, and let's say that 1,000 people watch that video, 50 of those people watched 75% of that video. Wouldn't you want to retarget those 50 people again with something else and bring them down the sales funnel? It's pretty safe to say that if they watch 70% or more of that video of who you are and what you do, they might be interested in what you have to say and what you have to sell. So let's retarget them with another video and let's bring them down the sales cycle. And then we do the same thing with that video. Who watched 70, or you may say, I want to know who watched 50% of that video. And then let's bring them down the sales funnel. All right. And let's retarget them with another video. Okay. Like I said, this strategy is a little bit more advanced, but nonetheless, you can take each part and you can run it the same way I showed you before. All right. So again, super simple ad. All right. And this, I believe she is selling real estate software. I haven't watched this one in a minute, but this is basically a spokesperson video. I'm going to play just a little bit of it.
Hi, it's Alicia from BombBomb, and I am coming at you today to talk to you about open houses. There are so many things to think about when executing on a successful open house. Everything from how do you market it and make sure you're getting people in the door, to how do you follow up and make sure that you are making meaningful connections with the people that have come through that open house. And that is why we want to provide you guys with this open house checklist. It's going to walk
So we're not
you
going to
through all
watch
the
that whole thing. I think you get the point. Super authentic, walking down the street, selfie style. She's got her headphones in. She's not worried about people around her. And she's just she's letting you see who she is, for one, and how personable she is. Because if I have any people in real estate or realtors on here, you know that is super important. All right. But she's just explaining what she does and what her product is. So if you put some ad money behind this, and again, 1,000 people watched it, and 100 people watched 75% of that video, you would probably say that those 75% are at least interested and are probably going to watch another video of what you have to say, and just bring them right down the sales funnel. Okay. All right. This is probably one of my all-time favorite ads. It is so simple. If you do not deploy this right now, okay, I'm going to be mad at you, okay? Not really, but this is really, really simple. All you need is a computer. That is it. So what this is Patient Pop is a platform for dentists. And basically what they did is they went out and they asked customers of theirs to say, hey, would you mind doing a testimonial on a Zoom call? I'm going to call you on a Zoom. I'm going to record the screen. I'm going to ask you a few questions, and you just answer honestly. And then you may need to put it in another program like Canva or PowerPoint or Keynote and make some little font graphics or whatever. Super simple. But let me show you how simple these ads are.
Okay. Yes, I'm the practice manager, and that encompasses quite a lot. They didn't have a lot of marketing. They had an older website, so it was a little bit of a mess. So we just needed to have a better marketing strategy, and maybe some branding and some cohesiveness to what our practice is all about. And that's what made me think that, oh, I need somebody to do that. There's no way I have time, to do all of that. And so then I came across Patient Pop.
I want to show you one more Patient Pop video. The lighting is terrible. Lighting is absolutely horrendous in this video, but you know what? It doesn't matter. Patient Pop's one of the most popular platforms for dental marketing, and it's authentic. People aren't I come from a very creative, artistic background. So my mind, I'm like, we got to fix the lighting. We got to have better audio. Like, that's where my mind usually goes when I'm sitting in the movie with my wife. Instead of enjoying the movie, I'm like, my gosh, how did the director get that shot? Like, how did they do, I'm not normal. Most people aren't thinking that. It's a testimonial. They're listening to what she's saying. But let me go to this next one and let me show you how authentic this one is. See if we can get to it real quick. All right, here we go.
Hey, John Gottlieb, how are you?
Dr. Gottlieb, thank you for joining.
Pleasure. I don't know if you can see me. Oh, you know what? It's a piece of tape.
So
Miami is hyper competitive.
The dude had a piece of tape over his camera. Why did they put that in there? Like, I could have, if I was editing, I could have edited that part out, but why? Because they want it to be authentic and real. They want to show you that that's a real doctor who's on his laptop, who's got a piece of tape over his camera, and this is a real interview. This is a real testimonial. So what I want you to think about, no matter what business you're in, B2C or B2B, how many of your customers right now, when you get off this call in 15 minutes and send them an email and say, hey, Joanna, hey, Bob, would you mind doing a 5-minute interview with me over Skype or over Zoom. I'm going to record it and I'm going to put it on Facebook so people can see your testimonial. I guarantee you right now, you could get 10 customers. Make that a goal, 10 customers by the end of next week that can give you one of these testimonials. I know you can do it, okay? All right.
Okay.
One of my favorite ones right here. So if you have a product, this is one of my absolute favorite ads that I've seen. And this is just what I like to call a product demonstration. So, you know, again, I use the restaurant a lot because that's my background. Do you have a chef? Do you have a line cook? Do you have somebody in the kitchen who can show somebody how to cook a hamburger, or can show how to do a recipe, or how to boil pasta? Or what's your business where you can do a product demonstration? This is one of my favorite. It's a greeting card company where butterflies and confetti pops out of the card and scares people, and it's super effective. Okay, so you get the point on that video. Super fun, super interactive, and you're probably saying, well, how can I shoot that? Well, whoever was shooting it was probably their friends or family on an iPhone. Do you have a business? Do you have a product? Tell your customers, hey, I want to get a reaction to somebody opening this, to somebody enjoying this dinner, and to somebody doing this. And if you can do that and you can send it in to me, I'll give you 10% off. I'll give it to you for free. I'll give you a discount, or I'll give you, I'll give you some value for you doing this for me. So you didn't even have to shoot the video. Your customer shot the video for you, and it's super effective. All right. Last video, and then we're going to open it up to some questions. Okay. This is one of my favorite entrepreneurs. Her name is Marie Forleo. And this is basically a retargeting ad where she is talking to people in her funnel about an upcoming seminar, and she's reminding them, hey, you signed up. I need you to, this is a call to action. I need you to take some action here.
Hey, it's Marie. I know we're in the world of Instagram, which it's easy to just scroll and scroll. So you checked out B-School, but you didn't yet put your name and your email in, and I don't know why. So here's the deal. If you are genuinely interested in starting or growing a meaningful, profitable business, head on back to that page, put your name and your email in. I promise you, you are going to get so much value. If you're the kind of person who says, oh my goodness, I have so many ideas, but I need
Why is this effective? It's Selfie Style Marie. If you know her, I'd suggest follow her. She has got a huge personality. She's great in front of the camera. But this was a retargeting ad. How many of you right now are using retargeting in your digital marketing strategy? I would assume if you've been doing digital marketing for a while, you're doing it, or you have at least heard of it, where you're doing some sort of Facebook retargeting, some sort of website retargeting, something like that. So if you know that someone went to your website and checked you out, why don't you have a personal message for them whenever they come back to Facebook to say, hey, this is Steven. I saw that you went to my website, but you didn't actually purchase, or you didn't actually click the button. I would love it if you could give me some feedback, or if you could let me know. We'd love to have you, whatever the case is, okay? All right, real quick. A lot of people get caught up on, how do I track conversions? How do I track ROI? How do I do any of this with video? Let me tell you this. None of that matters. I've been doing digital marketing for a long time. I'm not saying that analytics and data don't matter. If you're a very analytical person, I'm never going to change your mind. You're going to want to see the data. But there's only one KPI that matters, and that is sales. Are your sales increasing? All right. Did you deploy this not just one time, not just a day, not just a week, but video is a long-term strategy? Have you deployed this for 9, 12 months, 18 months, and have your sales increased? That's the only KPI that matters. Now, are there CRM tools and social tools and platforms that are going to give you awesome graphs and reporting for those analytical people out there? Absolutely, 100%. And you should look at some of that stuff on Facebook. You know, did people fill out the form if it's a form ad? Did people click on my ad? Yes, you do want to look at that. You absolutely do. But I'm telling you right now, there's only one KPI that matters, and that is sales. So let me just leave you with this. I know that a lot of you out there are like, I do not want to be on camera. I have a fear of judgment. I have, you know, whatever. It took courage for me to get on camera too. But I will tell you this. Every time I'm on camera, I have never gotten a troll in my entire life. And I don't think that's just because I'm special. If you put a video out there, you are going to get support and you're going to get love from your family, your friends, and your customers and clients. They're going to be like, oh my God, I love this. Oh my gosh, you look fantastic. Oh my gosh, I didn't know you were doing this. This is wonderful. You're so great. I'm telling you, that's what it's going to be. You just have to get over that hurdle of putting yourself on camera. Don't worry about looking great. Don't worry about your lighting. Don't worry about your sound. Don't worry about your expensive cameras. Don't worry about any of that. I'm telling you, do not go out and buy $2,000 worth of camera equipment after this presentation because I fired you up about video. And I hope I fired you up about video. I hope I fired you up about how simple it is and how you can deploy it in your business, no matter what vertical you're in, to get leads and get customers. So I have a full resource list at this Google Drive, which I will give this to Tim. You'll need to contact Tim Stawning. He'll give you my information if you want to set up a meeting with me and Tim and Karen, or he'll give you this Google Drive. You can see all my favorite newsletters for digital marketing. You can see all my favorite newsletters for email marketing if you're in e-commerce. I have educational resources for that I've just vetted over the years that I love. I can give you my best resources and articles for the video sales funnel strategy I told you about. I can give you an equipment list, but I don't want you to buy anything off of it right now until you make at least one testimonial on Zoom or one selfie style ad. I can give you all the editing software I use from beginner to experienced. I'm on a pretty experienced editing software right now because I taught myself over COVID, but there's some very simple editing software where you don't need a degree from college to use. It's very simple. And then lastly, some of my favorite freelance sites. So if you're looking for somebody to do creative work or graphic work inexpensively, but good, you can do it there. But again, reach out to Tim and Karen, get with them. I know they can help you too. They're chomping at the bits, and we can give you this resource. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed it, and we can open it up for some questions.
Stephen, thank you so much for that.